In this example, we have a slope that is -2 and a y-intercept that is -1. Now, remember, it is in slope-intercept form, so your equation at this point is y equals -2x minus 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we started, remember the last number in the slope-intercept form is the y-intercept. So the last number is -1. From the origin, we're going to -1. That is 0, comma -1, which is right here. This is going to be our starting point or initial point. So let us go ahead and plot this point. From this point, ladies and gentlemen, we need to apply the slope. Now, from this first example, we had 4/5, where the slope was a fraction given to us, and it tells us to move up and right. Now, the slope is simply -2. This does not tell us where to move right or left. Now, the thing we know is the -2 can be written as -2/1. The mistake I usually see is the fact students tend to use the negative for both the numerator and the denominator of a fraction. We do not want to do this here. What you want to do when you have a negative slope is either you stick the negative on top or you stick it on the bottom, as you will see as we graph this. But to start this, since it is -2, that is our slope, we're going to make it -2/1, which means the negative goes with the numerator, which is 2, and the denominator at this point, which is 1, stays a positive. That indicates from our initial point right here, the y-intercept, the -2 tells us to move 2 units down. The negative means moving down. It usually means down or left, but since we're dealing with the y-intercept and we are on the y-axis at this point, the -2 tell us to move 2 units down. So let us go. 1 and 2. Now, since the denominator is 1, it tells us it's a positive one. It tells us to move 1 unit to the right. So, again, -2/1, we go down 1, 2, and we go over 1 to the right because it is a positive one in the denominator. So we go ahead and point plot or point right here rather. Now at the same time, as a habit rather, we want to apply the slope another time. So ladies and gentlemen, from here we're going down 2 units and over 1. So this is 1 and 2, and we're going to go over 1, and we end up at 2 comma -5. Let us plot or point again. Now we have the 3 points. All these points should be on the line when it is traced. So let us go ahead and construct a line. We have the following. Now, no matter what point, any other point you pick on the line, if you apply the slope, you should fall on the line. So let us see right here, we have a point right here, which is -3 comma 5. Let us go down 2 units and over 1 unit. Watch this. 1 and 2 and 1. So we fall right on the line. The slope will always guide us to come right back to the line. Now, let us see. Remember, the -2 tells us to go down, and I tell you to keep the negative for the numerator. You could actually put the negative in the denominator instead if it suits you. That means the 2 would be positive and the 1 would be negative. That would indicate from the initial point right here, we would move up 2 units instead of down. Remember, the negative goes with the denominator at this point. You would move up 2 units, 1, 2, And since the denominator is -1, we would not move right at this point. We would move left 1 unit from where we are currently. So we would go over 1 to the left. That means we still fall on the line, which means once you have a negative slope, just keep the negative on top or on the bottom. That's not an exclusive or. It's either it is on top or on the bottom. Don't use the negative for both, and you should have your graph right. This is the equation of the line y equals -2x minus 1.